The sun bled out over the ruins of Bhangarh Fort. A rusty sign stood guard, its warning clear: entry after sunset is prohibited. But Arav stepped right past it. He wasn't here for a thrill. He was here for Mira, his childhood love, his everything, who had vanished without a trace 1 year ago. Her last message still haunted him, a cryptic plea that made no sense. If you love me, come to Bhangarh after dark. As night consumed the fort, a cold, mournful wind howled through the broken arches. The air grew heavy, thick with silence and forgotten stories. Every step Arav took echoed in the stone corridors, a lonely sound in a place where thousands once walked and where many were said to have never truly left. He imagined the bustling markets, the laughter of children, the royal court. Now just dust and whispers. He finally reached the heart of the ruins, the grand skeletal remains of the royal palace. And then he heard it, a soft, familiar melody drifting on the wind. A song that only Mira used to hum. It was a tune she'd made up, a secret shared just between them. Hope, sharp and painful, pierced through his fear. "Mira," he whispered, his voice barely audible. From the deepest shadows of a crumbling doorway, she emerged. She was just as he remembered, pale, beautiful, her long dark hair stirring in the spectral breeze. But her eyes held a faint, otherworldly glow in the darkness. "You came," she smiled, and the sound was both a relief and a chilling premonition. Ignoring the warning bells in his mind, Arav ran to her, pulling her into a desperate embrace. She felt cold, unnaturally so, but she was solid. She was real. He held her tight, breathing in her scent, trying to convince himself, "This is real, you're real, not a ghost," he murmured against her hair. He pulled back, his hands framing her face. "Where were you? Everyone thinks you're dead. We held a funeral for you, Mira." Her glowing eyes looked away, towards the desolate courtyard. "I was cursed, Arav, just like every soul trapped here." As if on cue, the wind stopped howling and began to scream. A chorus of whispers rose from the very walls around them, hundreds of voices, men, women, and children, all chanting in a symphony of agony. Shadows detached from the walls, moving and twisting without bodies to cast them. The air crackled with a malevolent energy. Mira held his hand, her grip surprisingly strong. "Centuries ago," she explained, her voice steady despite the chaos, "a powerful sorcerer fell in love with the princess of Bhangarh, but she rejected him. In his rage, he cursed this fort, declaring that everyone within its walls would perish before the next sunrise. Their souls bound to this place for eternity." Arav's heart pounded against his ribs, a frantic drum against the ghostly wails. "Then why? Why did you call me here?" Tears like liquid moonlight filled her eyes and traced paths down her cold cheeks. "Because the curse, it needs something to sustain it. It feeds on love, or it takes another soul." The horrifying truth hit him like a physical blow. The air grew heavier, pressing down on him. From the dark corners of the ruins, dark figures began to creep forward, faceless, formless spirits, their empty eyes fixed on him. They circled, their whispers turning into a single, terrifying hiss that echoed in his mind. "Asterisk, you belong to us now." Asterisk. Arav tried to pull away, to run, but Mira held him with an inhuman strength. "If I don't bring someone I love here before dawn," she sobbed, "my soul will be consumed, and I'll disappear forever. I didn't want it to be you, Arav. I fought it for so long." Just then, a faint, pale blue light touched the highest peaks of the fort walls. Dawn was coming. The spirits shrieked in fury, their shadowy forms lunging. "Run," Mira screamed, her eyes wide with terror and love. She shoved him with all her might. "Go now." Arav broke free and sprinted, not daring to look back. He felt ethereal claws tear at his clothes, cold breath on his neck, the whispers promising eternal torment. He scrambled over fallen stones, his lungs burning, his only thought, the outer gate. The moment his feet crossed the threshold, a deafening silence fell. The screams, the whispers, the clawing shadows, all gone. He turned back, gasping for breath. In the growing light, he saw her. Mira stood on the palace balcony, a lone, beautiful silhouette against the dawn sky. She raised a hand in a final heartbreaking goodbye. And then, as the first rays of sun crested the hills, her body dissolved, scattering into a million particles of black ash on the wind. At sunrise, Bhangarh Fort was silent once more. Weeks later, news stories began to circulate among travelers. They spoke of a beautiful young woman seen near the fort's gate after dark, humming a soft, sad song. Waiting for the next man who would love her enough to enter. And Arav, he survived, but he's never truly free. Every night, at exactly midnight, his phone lights up with a message from an unknown number. Just 7 words that freeze his blood. "You promised you'd never leave."